Alright, what's up, traders? I'm going to show you today a little more on the square 9, or the Gannzilla. It's actually the hexagon that I'm using, and it's kind of debatable if you want to use a square or hexagon, because people say, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th, 7th day, so that you would only want to focus on a market that trades for 6 days. Well, that's debatable, because you could be saying, well, Bitcoin is a 7-day market, so I want that 7th day to be where it gaps over that creation day. I guess, I don't know, is a good way to put it. But that 7th day, so it's debatable. To me, from what I've found, you can use just about whatever suits you here. I'm not a fan of the circles. Maybe I'm just not reading them right. But the square 9, square 4, the hexagon, I really do like the hexagon, especially set to 216 here with the 192 showing on the at the 0 point. But and this is just kind of something I threw on together. It was nothing in particular, but feel free to adjust those settings however you like. But you can see on Bitcoin on this day, we put on February 6th, we had a low of 3,400. So we come into Gannzilla here, and like I said, you can jack these up so it shows 3,400. But then it just gets really awkward to work with. That's the beautiful thing about mathematics and numbers, that they will find harmony. So I'm just working with the number 34 here, and you can see on this day, on the on the 6th of February, in astrolog here, we were on the 6th of February, we were at 140 degrees. So I've rotated my protractor to 140 degrees right there, and I've also and that actually creates a trine from top here from when you rotate it. This is originally the 0 point where the calendar is at 0, but you see I rotate the protractor, the 0 point's here, and that's actually in line with Saturn here, which is if I could get it to click on it. It doesn't seem to want to show. I'm not sure what the point of this is in Gannzilla, how you can, boom, I'm just highlighting them. But there's this connection here between, there it is, Saturn at 16 degrees, Capricorn. There's actually, if you were to draw a straight line, it would kind of run straight through here. But if I put on just the square, you can see the price is squared at 34, and from there we rally, and obviously your next target would be 36, just looking at this alone, right? But there's a better way to get targets. This is very rudimentary. You just want to obviously go forward in time and rotate the square and triangle and protractor accordingly, and you can forecast quite accurately. Right now we're at 36, which you may find that we use as a support as well. Here at 36, and this could be a bit of a pennant pattern. You may find that this 36 holds, because it is somewhat, if I were to move this ahead, it is somewhat, or actually it's not, sorry, it's not really in line, not with 140 degrees, perhaps with 319. It might be more in line, but nevertheless it is a cardinal cross on the hexagon, one of the main vectors of the hexagon. So you want to take note when price is hitting these cardinal points, which you can actually change that in here under these stripes. Switch it to levels. So yeah, it's a little more, you might find that easier to see how it just kind of progresses this way, right? 6 to 7, and then around 18 to 19, right? So it's this, again, cardinal point, a very important point. It goes from 36 to 37. So at that, just with this geometry, we would be expecting at least 38, probably 39, right? But as I said in the video yesterday, I really want to see it pop. I want to see the geometry here of the trine and the square rotate, and as it does, rotate counterclockwise and move kind of past, while price leaps over it towards that 40 mark right there is a pretty good kind of immediate target, or short target, right? And that's one of those cardinal points. But again, if you line up the just rotating things forward a degree a day, 1 degree a day, this geometry rotates counterclockwise, and you can you can see whether price has landed on one of those trine points. If for example today, since this is a geometry for the 6, I'll go ahead and put it on today, and we'll see what we have. So chart for now, just at that. We're at 143, right? So 3 days later, on the 9th, I could have just did that math in my head, but I'm going to adjust the square and triangle to 143, like so. Just going to clear these marks. So that was a nice solid low. And we want to move the calendar forward to the 9th. And you can see this is moved at 322. You can definitely check that. But we have ours set to 143. So you can see here today, on February 9th, if price were to, leap to 39 and close the day on a 39 with a 39, I would consider that trine, and you would be selling. But again, that's why I said I do want to see it with price right around 36 now. I want to see it cut over into 37 and really gain some momentum to work itself past the trine, which would stop it dead in its tracks. But get in here and get familiar with Gannzilla. It's a beautiful program. Astrolog is really good for starting out, just seeing how the program, the planets line up, and ciphering together, and especially for seeing major cycles, when the sun crosses Neptune or something. That's only going to happen a few times, right? It's not going to be happening all the time. So do your due diligence and do your back testing on that stuff. So this is the setup that we're here for, that we have for today, with the hexagon. So and what time is it? It's about 6:30. So we're looking at I'm always so bad at that math. 14. Wait, what is maybe 18? 30. So we're right around here in time. If you look, the outside wheel is a time, so we're at 18:30. Right around what would be around this figure. If we were to come straight in, we'd be looking at 31, right? So that's kind of what's apparent here, and that would be way down here. Right? I'd be down in the 31s. So that's definitely not what you want to be seeing. Trine up or anything like that. We don't have the triangle there. We don't see anything that's forming up. So kind of in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes you may want to rotate this counterclockwise, this calendar. I find just leaving it counting counterclockwise normally, instead of rotating it clockwise. Just leaving it how it is seems to really give you sometimes, printing price literally telling you the very date, the very hour, and then of course the trine or square telling you exactly when. And this one at 34, if I were to set this settings back again, you would see that it was only an hour or so off. But you can see, which makes sense because it's kind of off the square a bit, right? But usually, when price goes right through, when the square of the triangle goes right through there, and price is closing on that, you'll literally see price. You'll see the time of it right there. So definitely something to be aware of, how all those things come together. But really key is, without having all the stuff on there, you should be able to see, and what I feel is your strongest kind of bid, if you were to apply it to the markets, is to have this line up, is to wait for your degree for the day, right? So 143, you want to see price close on 38 or 39, and that could be a reversal, right? So something to keep in mind, or it could be used as support. That's, to me, that's where you want to bring in the square and the triangle. It's on both though. So to me, from what's been happening, I would definitely consider that support. As I said, same with this low here at 36, and I definitely want to see it pop up beyond that. But these next couple days are going to be very telling. How when we'll shift just a few degrees here. Very clutch time for Bitcoin. And from what I've seen the last couple days here, I don't think this is a fake out. We are in somewhat of a kind of a common level, very obvious level. So definitely going to be enticing more sellers in here. People trading price action are definitely going to be getting involved on a continuation here, with the channel type of thing going on, right? And of course we've been down. So definitely you will see a bunch of sellers coming in here too. So that's my prediction from yesterday, was that price is going to come down into the in between 36 and 35s for a bit of a flag pattern, but we really haven't gotten any of that. And we're starting to close higher here. If I drop it down to like the hourly, we're starting to close a lot higher. So I mean, if it does come down to 34s, it's going to do it right now. Into the 35 area, somewhere in this range here, and then maybe even this midpoint here, something like that in between here. But and we should be getting a nice pop, which would just be a nice standard flag pattern, right? You got the flag in there. But all right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Ask me some questions, leave a comment, hit me up. I'm definitely accessible. If you want to learn, I've got a public open group that you can join, and some good traders in there. We're sharing ideas and want to get things communicated. So, all right, cool.